from Keokuk.
Oh, there goes Joyce.
And then Joyce is back.
Yes, and I
so-
just did hear from Jessica. She was having a problem getting in. I've resent her the link.
Okay.
I don't know why, but you know, it
Well,
happens.
okay, so we will wait for Jessica. And you know what, while we wait for Jessica, I think what I would like to do as we start this meeting is, I'm sure many of you heard about the tragedy that happened in this elementary school in Texas. Why don't we just take a moment of silence and let us think about them right now. Thank you. You know, especially as we work with girls of that age, it is just such a tragedy. And so, well, so it sounds like Jessica is going to be joining us here in just a minute. And I will have some questions that I will ask her, and we'll try to get some idea of what T.T.T was like camp back then, and how it's actually, you know, how she's doing now. And then we will have a chance for you guys to ask some questions as well, you know, when she gets here. So she would, like Joyce said, she was having some issues, so we have to get that link to her. So we're gonna, I think what the saying is hurry up and wait. I don't know, something like that. So
I sent a text to Tara as well to see if it's
Okay.
working, you know, if she can join us. So we had three former campers. They're all adults. Okay. Jessica's still having trouble with it, and Tara's trying to join. So
Okay.
the link that I sent them and that went out in the email should be the same one. I don't understand what
we all got it. Oh, here we go. Here's
oh, there's Tara. Yay.
Tara joining us.
Okay, very good.
Can you hear us, Tara?
I can. Can you guys hear me okay?
We sure can. We sure can. So Tara, we are waiting for Jessica to join. She's another former camper. She's having a little bit of an issue with the link, and it'd be great if we could have you both on. And so we're gonna wait just another minute or so, and Joyce is gonna let us know. But we are just so thankful that you're taking the opportunity to come and chat with us. I'm really excited to just kind of hear what you have to say. So
everybody doing pretty good?
Yeah. Chicago area bracing for some storms coming in tomorrow, but other than that, well, you know what? I know what we can do here while we're waiting for Jessica. Tara, why don't you just let us know? Obviously, we know what your name is, when and where you went to camp, and if you remember the chapter or the area that sent you to camp.
So I know I was in 4th grade. I know it was T.T.T. chapter D. And then I went to Camp Hanashaw is where I went.
What state is Camp Hanashaw in?
I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to hear you, so I apologize.
Oh, no, that's okay. Is that in Iowa?
Boone, Iowa.
It is. Yes.
Boone, Iowa.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you do remember that. Awesome. Yeah. Do you have any, like, what are your favorite memories are from your experience at T.T.T or T.T.T camp that you can remember?
So the initial, you know, finding out you get to go to camp, from coming from somebody who would have been a less fortunate family, not having the means to be able to afford it otherwise, I would say it was a blessing. And I know not everybody was chosen, only certain people. So I don't know how that was determined, but the overall experience, I remember they took us to, before we could go to camp, we had to make sure we didn't have head lice.
Yeah.
And now I look back and I laugh at it because, you know, I did. And
You
so
did?
after they told us, I felt like I could feel them things walking, but going shopping, that was fun. Um, I think there was a lady named Nancy. I remember going to her house. We got to go to a pool party, so that was fun. And somebody in somebody's garage or in their basement of their house, I remember they had different clothes we got to pick out. And so that was
Ah.
fun.
Nice. So we still do the old head lice check all
Yeah.
the time, and just to make sure, because obviously, with all those girls in close quarters, and so that's interesting that you do remember that, and so did you guys go shopping, or
We
did you?
did.
Okay, and
Yep.
were you able to pick out
And
any of
it's
your?
funny, I still have my beach towel. I
Do
know it's a
you?
lot, and it's
Wonderful.
not in the same shape it was. My kids actually use it now, but I still have that.
Okay.
And I remember the campfires. That was fun. That was something, we didn't get to, you don't normally do. We made banana boats. So that was something fun and unique. You don't get to do all the time. In the games, we got to do that. I remember in the morning we had a lunch hall. And so everybody got together and ate. So that's fun. And
Had you
I think
ever-
it's
have
my
you-
reason,
Go ahead. Had you ever been to an overnight camp before?
I hadn't, and I was a little lenient, even with my kids to go. But I was like, I went to camp in 4th grade. My daughter's going into 5th grade. I'll just let her go one time. Because you gotta start somewhere. And so, I had a good experience. I felt we were safe. I remember laying or sleeping in the houses that are like on stilts. So that was a little different, but something unique.
Okay, so you were maybe a little, I don't know, leery, for lack of a better word. What about your parents? Do you think they felt a little, what's going on? Or do you think they were
I don't
great?
think so.
Hey, go away.
I think my mom's probably glad hey, I get a break. One
Uh-huh.
less kid you got to worry about.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you said that, they were, you did some shopping, you picked out some clothes, you had your pool party. So did you feel pretty well prepared to go to camp then? Like, did they drive you, or did you take a bus, or how'd you get there?
I believe we took I think we rode in somebody's car. I feel like I
Okay.
remember. I don't think we did a bus. I think somebody brought us, because I know
Okay.
Haiti went. I still talk to her.
Oh.
So I know she went. I can't remember who all was in my specific group.
Mhm.
But yeah, I believe somebody took us.
Okay. And so then did you feel prepared? Like
I
when you
did.
got
I felt we
okay.
they bought swimsuits, we got clothes. They even gave us bras, you're just
Mhm.
hitting, your young woman stage.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel they gave us the things we needed to be able to have what we needed to have to be
Mhm.
prepared for camp. And they even opened up opportunities for us. I'm scared of horse riding. And they did offer to pay for us to ride a horse. I declined, but I will tell you now, when I was 28, I did ride a horse for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes,
So you
and
said
I remember Ashley. I think Ashley Dawson went too the year we went, and I still talk to her too. I remember she got stepped on her foot by a horse.
Oh,
But the
Oh,
swimming
no.
lessons, I got to do that, and I'm still definitely scared of water.
Mhm. Well, that's fun. So, okay, so you had an opportunity to ride horses, which you chose not to, swimming. Was there any other activities at camp that were maybe new to you that you hadn't done before?
So being away, that was probably like one of the first times that I've been away from my mom. I think I want to say, was it like a week that you stay?
Mhm.
1 week? Yeah. So being away, a new setting. I was 4th grade. So being in a new setting, but I will say overall, I mean, the experience is memorable. It made me, look at things differently, even with my offspring. Would it be something I'd like for them to do? Yes. I mean, I had a great experience. I love and I miss it, the cookies. I miss the cookies. I look forward to them cookie trays. So I don't know if you guys made them, but if you did, I thank you. I remember them. I think they stop when you're 18.
Okay, so different chapters do different things. You were given cookie trays once
Yeah,
a year or
yep,
something?
every year
or-
around Christmas.
Okay,
And it had different,
nice.
some would be pretzels. It was decorative, and you
Mhm.
knew you mattered. And so that made
Oh,
you feel good.
is there anything else that your chapter did? Like, did you ever get back together with the women or have any other sort of, connection with them after camp?
So I still talk to Stephanie, um, Horak, and then and she actually reached out to me because I
Okay.
have her on Facebook.
Mhm.
I think the last time I reached out, I want to say is Miss O'Brien, Sandy O'Brien, is she still in with you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Is she
Yes.
doing pretty
she
good?
is. Yeah. Yeah. We've heard
That's
from her.
good.
It's been a while, but yes. That's
Oh,
Well,
great.
that makes me glad to know. I like to see everybody in good health. But I want to say I got my CNA in when I was 16. And I believe they paid for my testing for me to get that CNA. So I think that was the last time outside of, me having Stephanie on my Facebook and her, we
Mhm.
kind of instant message. She kind of keeps up with what I'm doing, which is
Mhm.
nice. You get to see somebody bloom into the
Mhm.
young adult.
Yeah. Well, and that's something that, we love to do. We send our girls, our fourth grade girls to camp and, we try to follow them along. And what we always hope is that, and I'm actually a retired teacher, we always hope that we've touched somebody in such a way that we've, changed their lives in some way. And so,
Yes.
you talked about that, your Tri-T chapter paid for your CNA license. Do you feel that this is going to be a really hard question for you to answer in front of all of us, but
That's
do you
okay.
feel that, Tri-T made a difference for you in your life?
I will. I would say yes. I would. They opened up. They gave me opportunities I wouldn't otherwise have.
Mhm.
We come from a one-parent home, so at that time, would we have been able to afford it? No. And when I got my CNA, I had actually had a daughter, so I started a little bit early. I had my baby when I was 16, and so it definitely it lifted a burden. It took
Mhm.
something a weight off my shoulders because they
Mhm.
gave me another mean to still be
Mhm.
successful. I think it was a limit, but you know what? Every little bit counts and it matters. And the fact
Mhm.
that even because I was in 10th grade, 11th grade, years later, you still have those
Mhm.
connections.
Mhm. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, hey, Jessica, it looks
So
like
Jessica is here.
you were able
Yes,
to figure it
finally.
out. So,
Yes.
Jessica, I don't know if you can see on your screen. It looks like maybe you're on a phone or something, but Tara's here. Tara is another former camper, and we've
Okay.
just been chatting with her, and she was giving us some
Okay.
really fun things about some of her camp experience. And so I guess, I'm Julie Baker, by the way. I'm the National
Nice
Vice
to meet
President.
you.
Nice to meet you too on Zoom. It's kind of fun how we get to meet each other this way. So I guess I'd like to throw out some questions to you as well, because kind of some things that Tara already answered. And then some of our ladies here might want to ask some questions as well, if the two of you are up for that. So why don't you let us know, Tara, like when and where you went to camp and the ladies that sent you, if you remember the chapter or the name of the camp or anything like that.
Me or Jessica?
I'm sorry, Jessica.
That's okay.
I
That's
lost my
okay.
mind. Thank you for
So-
bringing me back.
No problem. I mean, if you want to answer it again.
No. I don't. And in my mind, I'm looking right at you, Jessica.
Hey,
on my
that's
screen,
okay.
so.
It's late in the day.
I went to Camp Wyoming. It was 24 years ago. Iowa chapter A was the chapter that sent me. So yeah, 24 years ago. That was quite a while.
Okay. So camp at Camp Wyoming. what
Yeah.
stands out to you about that camp, or any of your favorite memories, or anything like that?
Some of my favorite memories were meeting new people, just girls from all over the state of Iowa, not just the girls that I, got to start the whole process with.
Mhm.
But I don't think I had one of those girls in my cabin. So it was meeting a whole bunch of new people, even though it was a little intimidating at first, but it was,
Mhm.
that was a big thing. And just all the different activities. One of them that was my favorite was actually swimming.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun just getting to know a bunch of different people and the diversity of the group.
Are you still in touch with any of those girls in any way?
I actually am. Did when we went to college at Kirkwood. And her and I are still connected on Facebook. So after 24 years, we have watched each other's families grow. We've watched each other, start new jobs and build lives on, sharing through Facebook. And we still chat once in a while through Messenger and whatnot. So yeah, we still stay in touch.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. So one thing, a lot of times when we start preparing our girls for camp, there's sometimes some nerves from our girls or from our parents about, going away to camp. Wondering, did you or your parents have any sort of trepidation about going to camp, or were you all just ready to go?
My mom was excited for me to go. She wasn't so much intimidated, but she got to go back when she was in 4th grade. So she kind of knew what to expect a little bit. I was a little nervous just because that was the first big camp week away from home without any of my parents.
Mhm.
So I was nervous and a little worried at first, but once I got to where I was going and once I started the experience, it definitely dissipated real quick.
So did your mom go as a Tri-T camper, or did she go just as a camper on her own, or as part of her family?
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do
Okay.
know that she knew about it and knew what Tri-T was. So I'm thinking maybe she went as a Tri-T camper, but
Okay.
I don't know 100% if that's the case.
Okay, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So do you feel that you were well prepared to go to camp? Both, with like what you were brought to camp, as well as the expectations of what you were going to be doing at camp and things like that.
Most definitely. The ladies in chapter A definitely prepared us. I mean, we got to do the shopping trips and get all of our stuff rounded up, and they definitely prepared us as far as material things. And then they reassuring that we were going to have fun, documents, all that stuff. So yeah, it was definitely well prepared to go to what I was doing.
Okay, that's nice. So Tara told us that she would have had the opportunity to go horseback riding, but she chose not to, just for whatever reason, maybe a little bit. Was there anything at camp that any of the activities that were offered to you that were maybe a little kind of scary for you to do? Like the camp that our girls go to has a zip line, and some of the girls are a little bit hesitant to go on that. Did you feel adventurous enough to try all the activities at Camp Wyoming that they offered you? Oh, you're frozen.
Uh-oh. Oh dear.
Well, maybe she'll come back in a
So out of
second.
curiosity, how many chapters are there?
What we have, I think we have 112 chapters right now,
Really?
and we're across 10 states and Washington, D.C. Majority of our chapters are in Iowa. And so the majority
That's
of
a
our
blessing.
campers, yeah. Yeah, so so right now I see we have somebody from Nebraska here and a couple people from Nebraska, I think.
Okay,
from-
sorry about
oh,
that. My
that's okay.
phone cut
Hi.
out.
There you are.
I know you were frozen there for a second, so oh, I think you're frozen again. But
Yes,
so
yes, sorry.
no, that's
I
okay.
can hear you. I just, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. So, one thing that we always hope that we do with our campers is we always hope that we make a difference. I'm a retired teacher. I used to always hope that I made a difference, that one of my students loved chemistry and wanted to move on in chemistry, to make a difference. Hard question to ask you in front of a bunch of us ladies looking at you here, but do you feel that your camping experience or your experience with the Iowa Chapter A did make a difference for you in your life?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. It must have made a difference.
It must have made a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting for Jessica to come back, Tara is still here. Do any of you have any questions for?
Yes,
Oh,
it did.
okay.
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, ladies. We're in
It's okay.
between ball games, so I'm trying to, yes. Oh, goodness. So yes, camp definitely made a difference for me. Chapter A made a difference for me. The fact that I was selected, but it helped me to grow as a person, especially at that trying time of, hitting puberty and then yet going into middle school shortly after, to get stronger and branch out in a way to meet people and not be afraid to meet people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really great to hear. That's really, really great to hear. Wonderful. Well, so we have a bunch of other people here on our call right here. And I was just wondering if any of you guys have any questions for either Jessica or Tara.
I'm going to ask what I always ask our campers and my kids, and they all roll their eyes. But my question is, you learn a lot of things when you go to camp, like you do crafts and maybe you learn some swimming and things like that. But what I wanted to ask is, what did you learn about yourself during that week at camp that maybe you would not have learned?
That's kind of hard. I would say to have the
Are you
ability to be able to have your own, learn your own skills, your own people skills, your own survival. We're out with people we may or may not know. I don't think I knew anybody in our little camping, but, to not take a moment for granted, and when an opportunity presents itself, go out and take it. And that's what I can say.
Okay.
I would have to agree with Tara in it. It helps that I am capable of, adventuring out, and that I am capable of being strong, and that I can take that step to meet someone new, and I can initiate that that I don't want to say confrontation, but that initial meeting is essentially that I'm strong enough to do so.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Anybody else want to ask a question of our campers? To Jessica or Tara, do you guys have any questions for us? So we can go either way. Like Tara, you were asking
If
about.
you guys ever want to have, a reunion, that would be nice, or even to meet, because I feel like some of your faces are familiar. Again, that was a long time ago. I'm getting old.
Oh, don't
but I
even.
definitely, a reunion would be nice, like, hey, let's have, a barbecue. I know everybody's doing their own thing. I know with COVID, it's made it a little hard. But definitely, I think that'd be something that would be appreciated, you know, just to see how far, you know, everyone's came, what they're doing, you know, what's going on in your life.
Okay. That's something we can definitely throw into
No,
the
you tell
discussion.
them, you know, we still like cookie trays.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys baked it, but I don't even know how many people are on here. But if you baked it, I tell you, as every year I looked forward to you guys pulling up and delivering them cookies. They always had a nice bow on them. I remember them. And I look forward to that, you know? So
Well, you know,
guys are appreciated, and that definitely was impactful.
Well, that's
to
really
know.
good to hear, because, you know, different chapters, like you asked how many chapters we have, different chapters, you know, do things differently. Like my chapter doesn't deliver cookies during the holidays. What we do on Valentine's Day, we have the girls come over and we bake cookies with them, and then we send them home with cookies, you know, so we all kind of do different things. But listening to and seeing that glow on your face when you say that, when somebody pulled into your driveway with that wrapped package of cookies, that gives me some ideas, and maybe some of the others of you here as well, about some things about that really make an impact and make a difference.
Yes.
And so
I mean, because I tell you, we didn't come from a lot, but when you get that, you know, it's made for you. It came with the Christmas card, and it'd have the T.T.T. Well, you know, your T.T.T. and then chapter D. That's appreciated. You know, actions speak louder than words, and I can appreciate that. I hope at some point in time, you know, that, you know, maybe my kids are presented an opportunity to, you know, do camp with you guys, just to experience, to have that, you know, because you hold on to that. That's memories you'll treasure.
I always enjoyed the cards, the birthday cards. That to know that your birthday was remembered. That was something that our chapter always did, was send a birthday card every year. And you know, and then as a graduation gift, they gave me a Bible. And that was huge to me. The fact that they remembered every year that my birthday, I mean, I'm sure it's in a book or on a spreadsheet, but the fact that it was remembered, and you see the card in the mail with the T.T.T. stamp, you know, it was huge.
Yeah. Well, that's really good for all of us to know as well, is just to remember that, you know, it makes a difference just to keep that connection. And so thank you for sharing that. And that it, you know, it's what might seem like, oh, just a little birthday card can have more of a meaning like that, or whatnot. So,
Yes.
Yeah. How about it? So Kim, I don't know if you guys see Kim on the screen there. She's actually a former director at Camp Wyoming. Do you have any, no, not that she's there anymore, but do you have any suggestions for what you really wish would? Oh, she's got her Camp Wyoming sweatshirt on.
Yay.
When I finally graduated from camp, I had almost all of my clothes said Camp Wyoming on them. And now, as it turns out, most of my Camp Wyoming clothing is older than my children. But yeah, I was actually a counselor at camp when Jessica was there.
Okay.
Oh, you did work. You did.
Okay.
Yes.
You
Yes.
juggled the
Math. Jessica
times.
said she was there 24 years ago. Well, guess what? I was in my early 20s then, and I was there.
Yep.
Yep.
So is there anything that you wish you would have done at camp that you didn't do? I mean,
Maybe tried
Honestly?
riding the horse, because I tell you, I did it once, and I enjoyed that. I'm still a little scared,
Yeah.
but I got some kids that love nature, and let me tell you, this mama is just not made for it.
So that's funny, Tara, where you were nervous about riding horses. That was the first thing that I looked forward to doing. I come from a horse background. I was born and raised with horses. My first horseback ride was when I was 2 months old. So it's amazing that we have that difference in upbringing, but yet that was one thing that sticks out to both of us.
Mhm. Yeah.
I will tell you, 28 years, I don't know if you were on it, but I rode a horse.
All right.
Yay!
Oh, let's see. I don't know. I think you guys have really shared so much. And, you know, as we are preparing for this upcoming camp season, our first camp is coming up here in a few weeks. It's really given us, I don't know, just to let us know that, you know, you guys still remember fondly, you know, what happened at camp and everything. We appreciate that. And Anne's question was great. I love that, thinking about things on the personal nature. Anybody else on the call? Is there anything you'd like to ask either of our two Tri-T campers about anything? Diana?
Hi, I'm Diana May. I'm Lincoln, Nebraska, Nebraska F. And I'd just like to know from either, is it Tara or Jessica, is there something that Tri-T could have done at the time that would have made you feel more willing to go? And I know you were excited to go, but I mean, I went to camp, like some Girl Scout camps and things like that at that age. And I didn't know if I wanted to go either. And I was just thinking, if I had a couple of things ahead of time, I might have been more confident. Is there anything that Tri-T could have done for you to get you acquainted with the situation or made you feel more confident about stepping out of the house?
I thought they did a pretty good job. I mean, we went shopping, you know, they went the extra mile, taking us to get the head lice check. Big ups to y'all, because I tell you, I didn't even know I had it. And when I found out I had it, I felt them walking all over, but they definitely showed their caring, you know, and that means the whole world, you know, and to take time out of your day to take us shopping, or even, I don't know whose house it was. I think it was Nancy, and I might be wrong on that name, but you know, they had different stuff we could choose from to take with us, you know, opening your home, whether it be to have a pool party, a luncheon, whatever the case may be. I will say you guys went the extra mile. You made somebody feel valued, like they mattered. You gave them opportunities, and I can appreciate that.
Thank you.
Mhm. Oh, Jessica's maybe
Jessica's
frozen again.
frozen again. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh.
I guess
Anybody-
I have one last question too for you guys. For your parents, was there anything about camp that you would tell the parent of somebody who's thinking about sending their daughter to camp that you think would be important for them to know?
Something too, that I'm trying, ladies.
Maybe if you turned off,
As a
if you turned
parent,
off
you
your,
need
if
to
you turned off your, sometimes turning off your video will help. If you
Well,
have
she's on the phone. Can she
Okay.
do that? Oh, okay.
See if that
Can you
works,
hear me?
Jessica.
Can you
Yeah.
at least hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So to me, the biggest thing is reminding the girls and letting them know that there is always someone there. There's always someone, if they feel uncomfortable or they are getting homesick, that they can always turn to a counselor. And as a parent, you just need to remind them that even though they aren't going to have, you know, mom or dad there's someone, there's a counselor, there's a leader, there's always someone that they can relate to or open up to, or, you know, just be in their mind.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's very interesting because I think we probably have mentioned that to our girls, but just really making sure that the parents understand that same thing, that there's so many different levels from
Uh-huh.
just from a nurse to a counselor to a director or whatever. So
Exactly.
that's interesting.
So Julie, one of the things that I know different chapters struggle with is how to stay in touch with their campers. And it sounds like the cookies have made a big impact. And I know that that the chapter in Mount Pleasant does a lot of things to stay in touch with their campers. We didn't have Zoom until recently to be able to connect with our campers. Would that help with it? When Tara, when you mentioned a reunion, I thought that's a really fabulous idea. I wonder how we could get people who went to camp in California and others in Minnesota or Wisconsin and Iowa and Arkansas and wherever. Do you think that would work? Could we put together a Zoom meeting and have campers come?
I mean, even if it's virtual, that would be okay. I mean, you get to put a name to a face, and I feel like your face looks familiar. But it might bring back some memories.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The question is if you can figure out how to make virtual cookies, because I think that
Oh, hey, their email. Somebody's got my email.
well, and we should probably tell Chapter D Des Moines that they could we have a friend who could use some cookies again.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Oh yeah.
How about a little kit of cookies sent to every
Well, and
every
Chapter D
camper?
really does a great job with follow-up. So it might be
Yeah.
neat if they could invite some of their more experienced former campers to come and hang out with some of their more recent campers. That might be a really neat
Yeah.
community too.
Mhm.
Would either one of you be interested in that? Just, with either the chapter D or chapter A, meeting up with some of their former or with their current campers, just to kind of
So
chat with them, or?
I am actually joining chapter A
Oh.
in June. I was asked at the regional meeting to join because they were shocked that I didn't get to ask to join back when. So I said, yeah, I would definitely enjoy that and would enjoy joining. And so they said, well, we'll set up something for June and we'll get you joined up in chapter A. So I'm excited for that because I will get that opportunity to meet with new campers every year as they come along and share the experience that I had. So
That's fun. That's fun. How about you, Tara? Have you been asked to, meet up with some of their campers or anything from, like you said, you're still friends with Stephanie? So
I haven't. I was actually surprised when she kind of reached out to me. I'm like, oh, I knew the T.T.T. I just hadn't heard it for a long time. You're getting older. But when she reached out, I said, I'd love to. It makes you feel special. Somebody thought of you. But I'd be a willing vessel. Even if it's just to go over, hey, what I learned at camp or how impactful it is. I'd be a willing body.
All right. We
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Put a little bug in Stephanie's ear to let her know that.
Yeah. So there's an opportunity that Tri-T is working on, and it's not all finished yet. We don't have all the details yet, but we're planning a day in October as a day of service to each community. So Tara, when you mentioned asked how many chapters there were, we're going to really be wanting to include as many chapters as possible in this day of service. And I hope that chapter D would reach out to you and get you involved in that, because it's something not only that you could be involved in, but also your children, because I expect that all of us could involve our families in some way or other with
Yeah.
this whole effort. So just putting in a little plug for, for what's
Yeah.
going to be happening.
So Tara, you're in Des Moines? Is that where
I
you
am.
are? Des Moines? Okay. I just wanted, that's where I thought that you was. So, all right, that's really interesting. All right, how about anybody else? Anybody else want to ask a question of, we lost Jessica, I think, of Tara, or Tara, if you had any other questions for us?
I don't. It's nice seeing everyone. I'm grateful that you guys are keeping it going and making a memory for the next child. I think what you're doing is great, and keep on.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you
We will.
so much for taking the time to come and share your experiences. And it's just been wonderful meeting you. Such a wonderful, happy person, so full of life and everything. And
Thank
so,
you. I feel privileged. You guys reached out. That's big. I hadn't heard that name in a long time. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
nice.
That's
Take me
good.
down memory lane.
All right. Well, does anyone else have any other questions or anything?
Out of curiosity, how did we get chosen? How does that process work?
You mean originally
Mhm.
from the very get-go as a fourth grader? We
think
typically,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Julie.
I was
go
just
ahead.
going to say, I think it might depend on the actual chapter. Like my chapter, we work with the local school and the
Mhm.
social workers, and they just come up with some names for us of girls who they think would, we like to say, we want to send a deserving girl to summer camp. Is there someone that, you work with that you think it would be deserving of this opportunity? And, so sometimes it's, girls who are maybe at a home where like maybe someone else is very, very sick in their home and they don't really get any attention at home. And so, hey, it's a good time to get them away from everybody. Sometimes it's a family where maybe finances are a struggle. And so the girl wouldn't really have a chance to go. And so some chapters, I think, work with their local churches or maybe the school nurse. If any of you guys want to jump in on any other ways in which you think we.
Yeah, our chapter works with school nurses, and we just ask the school nurse to choose girls for us that they think would most benefit from what we offer. And then they give us names, and we make sure the parents are willing to let us, they understand what we're providing and are willing to let us work with their kids. And we just go from there. Yeah. So truly, the fact that somebody chose you as someone that would benefit and that would appreciate it and that would run with it, that says a lot about your character as a 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much
I
so.
can appreciate that. I think it's great. I hope you guys keep going and keep going.
We plan on it. We plan on it. We've been around since 1911, so we're right on 111 years this year. So
Who's the oldest? I'm not gonna say old. Who's the longest T.T.T member that's still here?
Oh, well, the longest one probably on the meeting tonight. Let's see, Mary Colberg and Diana May. I'm going to let you two fight it out. So I think it's probably the two of you that have been around, that have been members the longest.
Yeah, I've been a member of Tri-T for 62 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I've loved it, working with the girls all those years, and it's just been wonderful. And Tara, you and Jessica, it's been a joy to listen to your stories tonight. So thank you.
Thank you, and we appreciate you. I know she's not on here, but I know she feels the same way I do. We appreciate that. I feel privileged to have been chosen out of the whole school, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
It'd be something I'd redo again.
Yeah, that should have been a good question. Had you had a chance to do it all over again, would you? So
Yes, I would.
That's very nice. All right, then.
I had a text message from From Jessica, she said the app gave out on her
Oh.
phone. It
Oh.
just quit.
Well,
But I told her we were about ready to wrap up.
Yeah,
I'm
we-
sorry that Josie Seymour couldn't be here. She was another former camper, and some of you weren't on the meeting yet. Her 5th grade daughter had recognition night at school tonight. So she knew she was going to be a little bit late, and it looks like it's really run
Yeah.
over time. So we'll
Yeah.
have to catch up with her another time, but this has been
Yeah.
great to hear from all of you, and thank you, members, for joining us tonight. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Julie.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I just want to again say thank you, all of you who came, and I hope you just got as energized as I did to go forth with your campers this year, and think about just what Jessica and Tara had to say about what a great opportunity it was for them, and look how amazing Tara is. I mean, come on,
Yes.
So anyway, I just wish you all well, and like say good night.
Thank
Hope
you
to
for
see
your
at our
time.
next one. All right.
Thank you. You guys take care.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's fun to see everybody. I just texted Joyce to say Mary's got me beat. I'm just 56 this year.
Well, I figured it was between the two of you.
Yeah.
I think you got it.
Yeah.
I'm way ahead of you, Diana.
Well,
Yeah.
a little kid the other day said, "You're old, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, I am." Well, this is my little neighbor across the street who wanted to come out and mow the lawn. I said, "I'll be 76 in July." And
Oh,
he just
dear.
had this horrified look on his face. So, well, I've got Ann Tariani from Omaha has given me a call,
Okay.
so I'm going to say goodnight. And thanks.
Okay.
Good night,
Thanks.
everybody.
Good to see you,
Good night.
Diana. Thank
Good
you.
night. So Joyce, you can stop recording probably.
Yeah, I was just